Hi, and welcome to Poetryspective 59, the 8th online edition, brought to you from the House of Scecs and still sponsored by Pride of our Footscray Community Bar. My name is Lish, your MC of the eve. We have a fabulous night planned for tonight with our two features. Viki Mealings shall be singing the songs of Syd Barrett. I myself am very looking forward to that, being a bit of a Syd fan. And we have the wonderful Tim Train as well. He will be sharing a world of words and images, so that's another set to look forward to. And of course, the open section, which is always a treat. So, sit back, relax, and enjoy. So, as is tradition here at Poetryspective, I start the open section with a poem or two from the retrospective feature and something that I have chosen myself. And tonight I have chosen two short pieces from Viki Mealings' book Delivery and a poem by Carrie Lockery. And here are the two pieces that I have chosen from Viki's book Delivery. Haiku for Sam. Blood chamber pulses, turbulence, the reassurance of a heartbeat. The second poem is called Expectation. I am enormous. I sway like a ship with an uneven load, sailing slowly to unknown seas to welcome your damp embrace, your Mexican wave presence already visible beneath green velvet. And the poem that I have chosen by Carrie Lockery is called Becoming a Cloud. I couldn't believe my luck, couldn't rifle through my own armoury for a shot. My fences are too old for what I'd hoped to hold. Back won't break the rocks, hips hang a broken swing, can't break the ground like I used to. Tell me a reason for believing you. I am hand to heart dyslexic, caught in rain so fine, thought it was light falling. Didn't know hope till I was wet with it. The tears of a teenager gushed a dry bed river. The doorbell rung out, turned into one knock after another. But if I could just stay up a little longer, take a good night by the hands and dance with it. If the sky would take me back, I would turn to water and hang in the air till all of us shone together. And now for the open section.
Hi, my name's Brian Walters. I'm going to read three poems. They're all in sonnet form. This first poem is from my first book, Angels Like Laundry, and it's about an experience that many of us will have known, but which is not too common just at the moment. It's called Homecoming. My daughter's in the air now, in who knows what time zone, travelling home. I'm up in the small hours, thoughts flying to her, snug there in her jet-age cocoon. I picture her now, headphones on, catching a movie or some shut-eye, or swigging down some water. I'll go about my tasks today, keeping fears and hopes carefully in check. Trying to be cool, trying not to fuss, as if I'm used to all this reuniting stuff. She's checked in her suitcase and only has hand luggage to rummage through. But I swear Sometimes I think she's carrying so much, it's a wonder the plane lifts off at all. The second poem is from my latest book, which is called Brink. And this has a more political theme. Banquet. When the NRA dines a congressman, let the wine flow red. May delicacies of the finest virtue be spiced with the piquant savour of freshly fallen tears. Summon a bowl of terrified children's eyes and belch generously before they are forked into hungry and grinning mouths. Perhaps a pâté of suckling livers to whet the appetite? And then they might pick at a roast of tender baby's breast, lovingly warmed in milk, before, with a flourish, the waiter raises the domed lid from the pièce de résistance. The cold, dead hands of those who pleaded for help in vain. And the last poem is a different theme again. It's called Prism. Satin bowerbirds, eyeing their options, peck the beady colour from the sky, preen their plumage with it, and arrange it in their bowers to attract the perfect mate. Pebbles, in myriad polished forms and hues, esteem the things that grow and debate which green might best be hidden in their hearts. Tonight, sunset tries out golden landscapes in the air, magic places to explore, if bowerbirds had time to fly so far. Meanwhile, the rivers take into themselves all the colours of the world, mould murmuring forms round rocks they've gathered deep below, and flow unstinting to an end they cannot see. Thank you.
Hello, I'm Anita Nahal and I'm speaking to you from Maryland, US, and I'm going to recite 2 poems of mine today for you. The first comes from emotions related to the oppression, the violence against, the abuse of African Americans in the United States. It's called How Easy It Is for a Black Life to Be Taken. I can't breathe, I can't breathe, Eric Garner said. George Floyd said. Who is listening? Who is thinking? Who is cautioning? Justice, injustice. Even roughed-edged stones cannot burst tears from those inhuman snatching eyes, inhuman strangleholds. That flesh in a clinch, that breath in a grip, that blueness, that numbness of death, slowly inching, snapped without a sanity thought. How easy it is for a black life to be taken. What goes on in the mind of those pinning down innocence? What goes on in the mind of those being pinned down? Or being shot at, being pulled over, being arrested, accosted, accused, lynched, burned, murdered, choked, raped, extinguished? How easy it is for a black life to be taken. I can hear their cries, their sweat bursting on their terrified faces, their running footsteps, their scary clothes rustling in the brittle wind. I can find no reason, nor explanations, rationalizations, accounts, excuses, none of the details matter as to what's going on in the mind of those pinning down innocence. I don't hear their imagined fear, their tainted soul, their body without a heart, their superstitious, crude beliefs that arrogantly scream how easy it is for a black life to be taken. Life, life, death, death. Life is for some, death is for black. It's ingrained in some folks' psyche, their upbringing, their values that dig their wicked nails, villainous, nefarious, irreprehensible. There's a man, African American, threatening me and my dog. Please send cops immediately. How easy it is for some to call 911. Send off to jail, to exterminate, assassinate, purge their guilt by self-righteousness. How easy it is for a black life to be taken. I'm just bird walking, just talking, just breathing. I'm just standing outside the bar. I'm just jogging down the neighborhood where you stood your entitled ground. I'm just driving in my own car. I'm just entering my own home, not showing any aggressive tone. I did not nettle, ingratiate, or fight, provoke, or impregnate, scuffle, or rile. Why is it so easy, a black life to kill? How easy it is for a black life to be taken. Castile, Floyd, Garner, Brown, Rice, Bland, Gray, Martin, Arbery, Taylor, Till. Not just any names. They were living, someone's loved ones. Alive, living, stolen, purloined. How easy it is for a black life to be taken. Thank you. The second poem that I'm going to read comes from emotions related with COVID-19. In some countries around the world, people who have COVID-19 or are healthcare workers assisting those with COVID-19, they have been shown stigma by people. So this poem comes from emotions related to that. It's called COVID-19 Stigma. Do you not have a secret? Perhaps an illness, a situation, and you show bias and beat up those with COVID-19? Or healthcare workers treating COVID-19? Why the stigma, the anger? How did you even leave your home during quarantine to beat another? Beat, kick, spit, just because you have been fortunate till now? Everyone on this earth who is human might soon carry a COVID-free certificate so that folks can hug and kiss and just talk face to face. So folks can date and marry, be close to someone. Heck, even saying a decent hello to someone. And you go about being judge and executioner? This is not HIV, AIDS, Ebola, or Mars, or SARS, that somehow you escaped it by some tiniest speck of luck. Most humans will have COVID-19, period, full stop. So suck it up and throw away your nastiness and anger and beat, kick, spit. Hold those hands in fear, humility, sadness, and constant prayer that you don't get it. Thank you.
Hi Poetryspectives, James Walton here. This is rather a long poem called Baby, Be My Babel. It was first published by Pete Spence in You're One Chill. It is now in my book, Abandoned Soliloquies, published by Uncollected Press out of Maryland in the USA. Books available everywhere, all the usual platforms. Baby, be my Babel. An arrow in the eye changes everything. Everything is changed by an arrow to the eye. Erasmus told us how Giotto won the Pope's commission, drawing the perfect circle in one gesture, a sweeping flick of wrist, the shot of vodka in the small of a lover's back, sipped while death stumbled from the balcony unexpectedly. At the Monastery of the Holy Cross, he lives on jam, doing sweet fuck all. Arrives 20 minutes late in chauffeured velvet, crucifixes reflected in black shades. A cigarette falls in gestured impatience to open the purple pockets for his keys. The driver's playing a REM remix in Hebrew. Museum doors drag the table edge that can seat 60. When the new king slid from the chessboard, those thoughts of Harold hacked by knights arraigned, in tours so closely packed no move could evade, a scattering spread of hubris, a smirk inlaid. Tilled moments of the fall, a history slapped to wake, filed bruising words or the cast of mould in image. In truth, peasants pissed there, and no one was looking. Vladimir has steeped the tea too long in the rusting samovar, answer in the sugar cubes at his rooms above Haymarket. I tell him how we rose at Castle Hill to plant a tree of liberty that would grow around the world. Instead they hanged us naked in Sydney streets to show the folly in a pinprick to the empire's belly. He listens, easing black spots from between ratchet teeth. A hand restlessly chitters on his knee above the tweed. I tell him of my father's complaint. At disembarkation, the first thing they did was take the rifles away after 6 years at sea. He breathes as a man sucking a straw, the stains within the goatee a lesson in the dangers of even a single indulgence. The urn on the cedar's mantle's funereal, the sculpture there, a brick with mortar hanging, redeemed Berliners brought down, mixed with dust from tram tracks to thicken all of history. The white-hatted interrogator explains that it is not enough. A better response is needed than knowing the sign at the garage on the right going north, offering Leuven to you, wait, was not the answer they were looking for. Perhaps a little more bleeding would bring everything into focus, help loosen a recollection, shape sense into the blurring forgetfulness of strange ecstasy, of being this much on the edge of giving in to eternity. Her stars of emerald night fill through my legless resistance, drag the shaft out, remove the barb from a failing circumference, set all the pieces of hammer, sickle, cross and crescent in the stutter one door closes, another opens, on the stains of wilful urine. Tell this to the Inquisition. Answer how angels die winglessly, flying dodging hearts, fermenting in simmering fortitude. There is no freedom without the fear of losing it. Checkmate. Thanks for sticking with me. See you later. Nice to see you again.
We now come to our first feature of the evening, our retrospective set from Viki Mealings, singing the songs of Syd Barrett. As you can see, I'm glowing, yes, but it's really the computer screen I have here. And I shall now tell you, oh, and of course, I am glowing because I'm just so excited. And of course, here is some information about the grand woman herself. A powerful, passionate poet and singer-songwriter, a voice of incredible range and strong commitment to better understanding of the human experience, Lauren Steinberg. Viki Mealings is a poet, musician, songwriter and artist. She was the winner of the 2010 Human Rights Arts and Film Festival Poetry Slam. She is the lead singer of Melbourne gospel folk band Brittle Sun, who last year released their EP Space Dogs and Orphans. The EP song Leica received community radio air display around Australia. In 2016, their rework of W.B. Yeats' The Ballad of Moll McGee featured in Art Saves Lives International, which is an online art magazine based in Portsmouth, UK. Her poetry explores issues of inequality and alienation, and in 2017 she released the poetry collection entitled Her Poetic Body, which I actually had the privilege of launching. This year she released her new Brittle Sun EP entitled Little Blue Heart, which is available on Bandcamp and Spotify. And Brittle Sun is also on YouTube, and you can subscribe there. And Brittle Sun is also on Instagram and Twitter and Facebook, so keep an eye out. And now here's Viki Mealings with her retrospective of Syd Barrett.
Hi everyone, welcome to my Syd Barrett retrospective. This first song is called Late Night. When I woke up today and you weren't there to play, and I wanted to be with you, then you showed me your eyes, whispering love in the skies, and I wanted to stay with you. Inside me I feel alone and unreal, and the way you kiss will always be a very special thing to me. When I lay still at night, seeing stars high and bright, and I wanted to be with you. Then the rooftop shone dark, all alone saw a spark of love just to stay with you. Inside me I feel alone and unreal, and the way you kiss will always be a very special thing to me. When we grew very tall, and I saw you so small, and I wanted to be with you. When I mention your name, turn around on a chain, and the sky opens up for you. Inside me I feel alone and unreal, and the way you kiss will always be a very special thing to me. This next song is a love song and it's called Terrapin. I really love you and I mean you. The star above you, crystal blue. Well, oh baby, my hair's on end about you. I wouldn't see you and I love to. I fly above you, yes I do. Well, oh baby, my hair's on end about you. This next song is Opel. On a distant shore, miles from land, stands the ebony totem on ebony soul, a dream in the midst of grey, on a far distant shore. Pebble it stood alone, while driftwood light half buried, warm shallow water sleep shells, so the cockles shimmers as flies scoop up me, an empty way, dry your tears. Crisp flag squeaks, tall reeds make a circle of grey in a summer way around man. Don't you drown. I'm trying to find you. I'm trying to find you. I'm living to find you. I'm giving to find you. I'm trying to find you. I'm trying to find you. I'm living to find you. I'm giving to find you. This next song's called Feel. You feel me way far too empty, oh so long. I wanna go home, oh find me inside of a nocturnal blonde. How I love you to be by my side. They wail, the crowd on her side, she's This one is called Dark Globe. Oh, where are you now? I see the alone and smile ominously. When I was alone, promised to stole from your heart. My head kissed the ground. I was halfway down, treading the sand. Please, please, please lift a hand. I'm only a person whose armbands beat on his ass hanging tall. Won't you miss me? Wouldn't you miss me at all? The poppy birds, waves, swings, twigs, coffee grounds all around. Brandished one with a feathery tone. My head kissed the ground. I was half the way down, treading the sand. Please, please, please lift a hand. I'm only a person whose Eskimo chain he tattered my brain away. Won't you miss me? Wouldn't you miss me at all? This next one's called Octopus. Tripped, even hoe up, down to and fro. You had no word. Trip, trip to a dream trap. You're in a ghost tower. Sails coming at every play we break. Crack my stack needles. Living it coughs and clears his throat. Never be seen voice. Hey ho, never be still. The old original favorite brand. Grasshoppers green and berry and fan. Chewing their prayers nice and fine. So trip, even hoe up, down to and fro. You have no word. Please let me see. Close our eyes to the octopus and light. Isn't it good to be lost in the world? Isn't it bad so quiet there? Everyone, you need to meet a bug with a honey flower, your prickly seeds. Clover, honey, cotton, mystic, shining feet. Well, the man kept up with the man on the water. Hey ho, up the tower. The winds they blow and the leaves deep back. They'll never put me in their bag. The raging sea will always see. The higher you go, the lower you creep.
Oh, and one last thing. Were you ever faithful? I mean, ever? But you won't tell her. You will never tell her. Lies are rocks of pus, erupting in pools of cess between you. I can feel them. I can taste them. They cloud my vision of you. You seem so nice. Who would have guessed? You prowled the screen for willing adulterers to add to your penis collection like quoits. It's not even your sexuals, but the subterfuge and pain you put her through. You couldn't even honour her with truth. You wouldn't give her closure. She'd always blamed herself, her vivid imagination. You sent her down the rabbit hole of fucked-uppedness. You told her she was crazy. But it's you that's sick, I see now. You lying thief. And one last thing. She's leaving you for me. I'm her new orange. And you? You are her poisoned puce.
My Bohemia by Arthur Rimbaud. I was leaving, my fists in my split pockets. My overcoat, too, was becoming ideal. Walking beneath the sky to you, oh muse, I was sworn, oh my. All those splendid loves I dreamt up. My only pair of pants had a gaping hole. Like a daydreaming Tom Thumb, I shelled out rhyme along my way. My tavern was under the Great Bear. My stars in the sky made a gentle rustling, and I listened to them, sitting by the side of roads, those fine September nights when I felt drops of dew on my forehead, like a bracing wine. And when I wrote my rhymes, amid fantastic shadows, I would pluck at the elastic sides of my wounded shoes as if they were lyre strings, with one foot close to my heart. Ma Bohème, Arthur Rimbaud. Je m'en allais, les poings dans mes poches crevées. Mon paletot aussi devenait idéal. J'allais sous le ciel, et j'étais muse, ton féel. Oh là là, que d'amour splendide j'ai rêvé. Mon unique culotte avait un large trou. Petit poussé rêveur, je grenais dans ma course des rimes. Et mon auberge était à la grande ours. Et mes étoiles au ciel avaient un doux froufrou. Et je les écoutais, assis au bord des routes, ces bons soirs de septembre où je sentais des gouttes de rosée à mon front, comme un vin de vigueur, où, rimant au milieu des ombres fantastiques, comme des lyres, je tirais les élastiques de mes souliers blessés, un pied près de mon cœur.
Hello. So this poem I wrote a few months ago. I don't exactly know when I wrote it, but I'm assuming it's a few months ago. And it's called Everything I Ever Wanted. Seep into my soul for a moment. Can you see the rusted cities I've made of myself? Can you see the remaining pollution lingering the atmospheres of echoing pleas for help? Can you foretell the upcoming earthquakes and volcanic eruptions based on my body's movement? Can you see the floods raising and clogging my lungs? Can you feel the power destroying my windpipes? Do you still see the brighter colors of my iris? Or has my lively energy been stolen, my spirit crushed already by a big boulder of kryptonite? Can you taste the remaining ashes from the tip of your tongue? You probably can't, but I definitely can. These are symptoms of an unknowing disease rushing through my veins. The weight of the world is making an outbreak that lingers silently as radiation into these wilted lands. I hope to God it rains. That's all on the inside, though. On the surface level, I'm just another human. Peace, harmony, prosperity, release, love, nurture, calm and collected fused together. Someone I can for once be proud of. Revive the tainted, clean the waters, stabilizing weathers. This is everything I ever wanted.
Vojska kutija opada na štom I troši naše vlastništvo. An army of boxers invades our home and consumes our possessions. Pjesme mogu sadržavati trag elemenata oraha. Poems may contain trace elements of nuts. Bilo kakve sličnosti, pjesme koje žive ili mrtav, su u potpunosti slučajne ozbiljnje. Umiriti vaš slušati glas svemira. Quiet in your mind. Listen for the voice of the universe. Oglašavanje industrija dugih noževa, skriveni između lažnih osmijeha. Advertising. The industry of long knives hidden behind fake smiles. Nikad ne znate odakle će doći. Riječi, čudne riječi. Lov na nas, za nas čije su motivacije nije točno. An army of, you never know from where it will come. Words, weird words, hunting us down for we whose motivations are not correct. Elizabeta, ja vas vidim kao vruća džungla planeta. S malim ledenim kapcima. Elizabeth, I picture you as a hot jungle planet with small ice caps. Moje plime masilnosti su na niskoj razini. My tides of virility are at a low ebb. Skromnost, do točke u siromaštvu. Modesty to the point of poverty. Poezija je slična. Astronomija za dušu, tko zna neki saljivča na ulici, veselo postavlja alarme za automobile. Poetry is like astronomy for the soul. Who knows what lights we'll see shining in the skies tonight? Some joker out on the street is merrily setting off car alarms. Shh! Svemir gleda. Shh! The universe is watching.
It is is now time for our next feature. Timothy Train, yay! I remember Tim before he was a convener at Dan Poets. He has always been lyrical and intelligent and funny. He has a great knowledge of music and languages and art and culture. He's just fabulous. So I'm very much looking forward to hearing his set tonight and seeing his wonderful slideshow. And I must say that Tim has a new zine coming out, and his zine is called Hangover Music. Hangover Music. Yes, that's right. And of course, he owes it all to his wife, in which case he suggests you please buy his book, Hangover Music, or one of his zines so that he can pay her back. And you can find details for that on Tim Train's Facebook page at facebook.com/thatweirdpoet. So do that. Buy Tim Train's zines. And without any further ado, I know you're as keen for this as I am, here is the man himself, Mr. Timothy Train.
Hi everyone, welcome to our messy house, and thank you very much Lish and everyone at Poetryspective for having me as a feature. I was wanting to do a zine launch, but I'm just going to be doing some poems, mostly that will be in that zine. It's going to be called Apocalypse Wow, and so there's a general apocalyptic theme to them, and there'll be something completely different, kind of in the middle of things. So let's get right into it. Fitting for this hour of the apocalypse, I'll start off with some poems to a virus that we know and do not love. An ode to COVID-19. Oh, COVID-19, oh, COVID-19. You're the swinginest kid on the swinginest scene. You're the pneumonic mania, sweeping the land, and your tune's got a kick as you strike up the band. Oh, COVID-19, oh, COVID-19, you're ruling this beat. You're the king, you're the queen. Retrovirus is in, baby. And what do you know? You pop up all ready to steal the show. Oh, COVID-19. Oh, COVID-19, it's cozy and calm here in self-quarantine. It's an introvert's dream. And I've so much to do, but I'm stuck here all day with bloody old you. Oh, COVID-19, oh, COVID-19, all over the news, all over the screen. Let's be socially distant. Let's not stay in touch. Yeah, fuck you very much, oh, COVID-19. This second poem is called What I Miss. I miss crossing light buttons, so softly, gently responsive to touch. That click, smooth and sensuous, the tick, tick, tick as you wait to cross. I miss hugs. For who amongst us has not been moved to hug a crossing light pole? From time to time, a petrol bowser, a particularly saucy-looking public water bubbler, to lick them consensually. I miss park benches. It's been so long inside that I almost forget what their touch is like, and this one particular park bench, Sissy was her name, was surprisingly proficient in all the positions in the Kama Sutra and the collected works of Alex Comfort, considering she was a metallic object rooted in concrete. Ah, Sissy. Do you remember our romantic dinners together, our long nights until the inevitable complaints from the neighbours? It was then that we discovered what community was really about. But that was a long time ago, about a month. And I am a changed man. No longer do I inhale, use cigarette butts or taste, use cotton wool buds, discarded tissues before dousing them in methylated spirits first. Yes, yes, quarantine has changed us all. No more do I fondle doorknobs with shuddering fingers, eyes closed, murmuring, near ecstasy, without asking, That's manners. I know that now. I have grown in so many ways. I miss all these things and cafes. This next poem is called Increase. There has been an increase in increase today, outstripping the increase of decrease. Ongoing concern with decrease of decrease may soon be a going concern. At the start of the crisis, increasing increase caused concern at the lack of concern. Then decreasing increase and increasing decrease caused concerns with concerns of concern. And the graphs of increasing increases of graphs made concern a fast-growing concern. Then the crisis fast came to a crisis, decrease and increase of decrease raised concern. Will the numbers of graphs of the rate of decrease now increase or decrease over time? But one thing is certain, concerning concerns are at last an ongoing concern. Thank you. And now for something completely different.
The Bee. The Bee. Rotund, industrious, fuzzy-wuzzy. What are its mysteries? Since the dawn of time, man has longed to know of its secrets. Man sidles up to the bee. The bee is uninterested. Man attempts to distract the bee with attractive cavortings. The bee looks in the other direction. Man says, "Hey bee, sup." The bee suddenly becomes interested in the next flower over. The bee comes from the hive. What secrets does the hive contain? Man must investigate. But it is too small to put his head into. Man fetches his child, but it is too small to put his child into. Man can hear all the bees talking. He thinks they are talking about him. He is sure they are talking about him, but he is not sure what they are saying. It is yet another unexplained mystery of the cosmos. From where did the bee come? Legends tell of an ancient quest to the lands of Azanthura, where man underwent 7 trials of strength and endurance and cunning to prove to the goddess that he was worthy of the bee. Okay, Asia. They probably came out of Asia. Or Europe. We just don't know. It's a mystery! Honey, that sweet-flowing ambrosia of the gods. The bee makes honey. Man covets the honey. The bee stores the honey in golden combs in a secret location. Man is clever. He is the cleverest of all the beasts. He finds the honey. He takes it from the hive. The bee is angry. The bee stings the man on his face, on his legs, even in the concealed places beneath his loincloth. Man runs with the honeycomb. He shouts, "Ouch!" in whatever word it is that ancient people use when they mean, "Ouch!" The honey is waxy. Oh, so waxy. Man resolves to just get golden syrup from the supermarket next time, or whatever the heck it was they did in the Stone Age. In this way, man became beekeeper, and a timeless mystical union started for the first time. Dangle Wangle. Beekeeping has meant many different things to many different people over many different times, in many different lands and many different countries, in many different ways, which just goes to show how alike we all are, really. Bees have been kept in logs, wooden boxes, straw baskets, hollow stone cavities, logs again, reed baskets, trees, and also logs, and there has been stinging, so much stinging, even unto the beekeeper's dangly-wangly bits. Why did you sting me there, little bees? Why? Yes, it is clear bees love their beekeepers, and beekeepers love their little bees. That's why they squeal in horror every time they go near the hive. Ah, keep them away from my dangle-wangle. Communication between man and bee is so important, after all. But what do the bees really want? Why have they visited us from their distant bee planet of bugs and creepy crawlies and other weird shit? What demands do they have of us? To find out, let's just go to the source and find out. Here is a bee. Hey, bee. The bee does not talk. What demands do you have of us? The bee remains silent. Again, but in a higher voice. What demands do you have of us? The bee flies away. Given time, they'll talk. I know they will. The cleverest of all the beasts. Man is frisky. Man multiplies over the face of the earth. Man builds special hives and special brood combs for himself in towns and cities so he can fit everyone in. Everywhere man goes, the bee goes. Man looks at this pitiful beast, condemned to living in cramped conditions in a box with thousands of others, working itself to death. It is well that I am not like that, says man. Man is clever. He is the cleverest of all the beasts. Can he keep the bees in the living room of his flat to save space? He cannot. Man is clever. He is the cleverest of all the beasts. Let us examine the bee. How big is it? Coming in at 100 meters across, 200 high and 300 from one end to the other. The bee is also 1 billion years old, making it an ancient hell beast like Cthulhu. But these measurements are only approximate. Some bees are even more so. So it makes it a serious matter when the bee swarms. Swarms have been known to destroy cities in mere minutes, except in Gojira vs. Hell Cockroach, when Gojira teams up with a radioactive bee swarm, who can fire lasers out of their stings to defend the Earth. But that movie was non-canonical. Exploding Sky Penis. Love, the happiest time of the year, when a young bee's fancies lightly turn to thoughts of exploding sky penis. No one knows just what impels the queen bee and her drones to these aerial orgiastics, but it's a good thing they do it up there. If they did it in the living room, the drone's penis would explode with the force of 20 loaded semen bombs. After mating, the drone dies, which is an experience he remembers for the rest of his life. And the queen goes back to the hive to become an egg-laying slave, until she is so exhausted that the other bees kill her mercilessly. Love. As the bee advances progressively into the future, things happily look positively optimistic for this most fashion-forward of beasts. It will continue to forge upwards by moving onwards into and ahead of its time, which it is on top of. Yes, it is clear that for this mysterious insect, the future, so full of unknowns, looks bright in a darkly secretive way. But who knows what lies ahead? Anything is possible for the bee. The end. Or is it? Click to add subtitle. Thank you. No idea what that was about, but now a few more poems and then it'll all be over. So these poems are about, we'll see what they're about. So this first one is called X Marks the Spot. X marks the spot that Mark spots his X. Spot marks the X. Good boy, Spot. This next one is called Sex with the X. Sex with the X was shameful and wrong. Sex with the Z went on for too long. Sex with the Q was kinkily hot. But sex with the G really hit the spot. Types of gastroporn. A cheeky pesto drizzle. A crusty chunk of bread. A saucy, sweet bruschetta. A tempting table spread. An orgy
The fish finger fucking the calamari amidst sprays and sprays of mayonnaise, while the chips moan for more, 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 more. A crispy rocket bed. This next poem is called Hardcore Robotica. Eroto robots interlock in some abandoned warehouse space, and to the ticking of a clock engage each other's interface. Their subroutines whir into place. Old bodies clink and clank and clink. Each gasket grinds with sprays of rust. One belches steam from every chink. The others billow out with dust, while motors heave in programmed lust. But oh, the cling, the clang, the clong, the metal romance of this scene, before the final shudder bong, in one great gush of gasoline. Thank you. And this last one is called A Toaster's Got a Dream. Though I have baked your bread for years on years, a simple and an honest job, I'm sure, though both of us have been through times of tears, I don't want to be a toaster anymore. I want to see the big wide world to grow into a boss who'll set the world to rights. A special someone, not some little schmo. I want to be a Dalek of the night, to pierce the darkness with my bright death ray, to conquer all the cities one by one. Exterminate! Exterminate! All day! Though I'd enslave some humans, just for fun. And when I find the doctor out, they'd roast a sizzle and a frizzle in my beams. I'd turn them out a perfect piece of toast, 'cause hey, you know, a toaster's got a dream. And when I topple Davros from his throne, and all my enemies at last have died, know this, old friend, I won't just rule alone. I'll keep you, for old time's sake, by my side. Yes, though I be your toaster for this time, some day I'm sure I'll be the Dalek Prime. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, everybody at Poetryspective.
As someday it may happen that a victim must be found, I've got a little list. I've got a little list of society offenders who might well be underground and they never would be missed. Who never would be missed. There's the folks at gigs and movies who talk right through the show. If that's all they are going to do, I don't know why they go. And people who have Googled and think they know it all. Flat earthers, anti-vaxxers and all other kinds of fool. And all third persons who on spoiling tater-tates insist, I don't think they'd be missed. They'd none of them be missed. There's drivers of small cars who park too far into the space, and the orange narcissist, I've got him on the list. And people who ride bicycles as though they're in a race, they never would be missed. They never would be missed. And the open mic performer who goes on far too long, and those who just can't hold a tune but love to sing a song, then the feature whose submission comes in later than it should. The only thing in their defence is always rather good. And that Queensland politician who once sold fish and chips, I'm sure she'd not be missed. I don't think she'd be missed. There's people who on Facebook just post photos of their food, and the Scientologist, I've got him on the list. Those who think that saying fucking shit too much is rude, and none of them be missed. They'd none of them be missed. And ghastly politicians of a cruel and heartless kind, such as what do you call 'em, Thingmy-Bob, and likewise, never mind, and what's her name, and also you know who. The task of filling in the gaps I'd rather leave to you. It really doesn't matter who you put upon the list, 'cause they'd none of them be missed. They'd none of them be missed. You may put them on the list, you may put them on the list, let none of them be missed, let none of them be Hey folks, Hope you enjoyed my little sinister Gilbert and Sullivan rendition there. I'm going to perform one more piece, and this is called Black-Winged Stilts by Robert Adamson. Those of you who've been following Poetryspective may have worked out that I'm a bit of a bird nerd, so I was kind of drawn to this one. Two long plaited clouds of cotton wool fog roll across exposed mudflats as the tide runs in. Morning sunlight bleeds an opaque water. Coloured script onto the tide, it sets loose. A word I discovered once in a poem. On Black Hawk Island, condensaire. Scatterings of black-winged stilts fly in to make a landing on the bay. They are taller than the early spoonbills, royal ones, a river's vanishing poets. The stilts slowly step forward up to their bright pink knees in mud, spearing a crunchy breakfast as they go. The black-winged stilts keep a quick eye on the lone human with the camera aimed at them. Pictures dissolve. Let's say images should disappear like the poetry of birds before we invent a language for the final entry, before the need for a sleek soul and a slim presence. A black-winged stilt is a loaded bow. Its needle beak, the arrow, Loreen Nidecker called her writing room this condensery, and said her trade was to sit at a desk and condense. This occurred a while back. These days, poets learn to muddy the page and expand. Gathering bullhead memories in a sane net, the heaviest break through the mesh. A mangrove tree at the end of the mind is draped with her father's net. Caught thoughts fade as slime dries in the sun. Minutes ago, a line ago, the black-winged stilts were wading, gathering spoonbill poems, yabbies, soldier crabs. The birds have flown, taken their poems, neatly tucked into a book. Judith writes birds. Forget the vanishing poets, breathe life into hollow bones, take heart in backwater craft, carry language, a mullet's leaping joy on your breath. I have come to believe the black-winged stilts carry knowledge of their particular death. Thanks.
I'm going to read the first 6 poems in The Monkey's Mask by Dorothy Porter. Trouble. Jill, I challenged the mirror, how much guts have you got? I like my courage physical. I like my courage with a dash of danger. In between insurance jobs, I've been watching rock climbers like game little spiders on my local cliff. I've got no head for heights, but plenty of stomach for trouble. Trouble, deep other folks' trouble, to spark my engine and pay my mortgage. And private trouble, oh pretty trouble. To tidal wave my bed, I'm waiting. I want you trouble on the rocks. I'm female. I'm not tough, droll, or stoical. I droop after wine, sex, or intense conversation. The streets coil around me when they empty. I'm female. I get scared. Blue Mountains Recluse. I came for the quiet. I don't mind the cold, but thick mist, thick neighborhoods, and involuntary celibacy are as inducive to hard drinking as diesel fumes, high rent, and corrupt cops. I don't like bushwalks or Devonshire teas. I can't remember what adrenaline tastes like. I need Sydney. I need a new job. My car. My place is my car. Peace, action, business and pleasure. The glove box crowned with tapes. Pasty Klein twining round me like a clove cigarette. My windows, my work, I spy with my little eye. The cheating world.
And that brings Poetryspective number 59 to a conclusion. Thank you for joining today. I hope you enjoyed watching today's presentation. Big thank you as always to everybody who sent in their videos. All our open mic performers were great as always. Big thank you out to Viki Mealings and Tim Train. They were really good fun to deal with this week, getting their features together and sent in, and I really enjoyed them a lot. Most entertaining and really enjoyable. I hope everyone else enjoyed them as much as I did. We are, as always, looking for videos for next time. So if you've enjoyed what you've seen today and you thought that you can do something, by all means, have a go. We welcome all sorts of contributions, be they poetry, music, spoken word. We really don't have any particular rules on what we put up. It's really nice to see some another overseas submission from Anita. That was really great to see. If you're watching this from some far-flung part of the world, feel free to get creative, make a video, send it in. Like I said, all the instructions are down below in the description. We welcome contributions from all comers here. We were actually hoping to get back into Pride of Our Footscray for the live shows starting next time. Unfortunately, that's not going to be possible due to the ongoing COVID situation in Victoria at the moment. A few additional outbreaks in Melbourne, so the government rules won't allow us to do that. So there will be at least one more online version like this one. These online shows have been so well received, and people have really enjoyed making the videos, doing something different, getting really creative, and we're getting a lot of views. Basically, we're going to continue doing it. So we are going to probably drop it back to monthly once we get back onto the live shows. And it will probably be something like a combination of submitted videos like we're doing at the moment, coupled with some of the highlights of the open mic performances from the previous two live shows at Pride of Our Footscray. That'll be something to look forward to. I think I think people have learned it's quite interesting making videos. Not quite as easy as you think sometimes. Certainly different from performing live. So it's been a good experience. I've certainly enjoyed putting them together and meeting people and getting in touch with people who've been sending videos. So that's been really great. We don't have our features announced for the next show yet, but there will be some as always. So keep your eyes posted for those announcements. Those will be coming. And aside from that, stay safe, look after yourselves. Not time to be complacent. So we're kind of getting there slowly, but look after yourselves, stay well. And this is Colin and Lish signing off from another Poetryspective, and we'll see you in 2 weeks' time. Take care.